right.
Or Brat.
We are back. Let's get
And
started.
she leads a gang of Arakura who live by their own
We're looking
rules,
at the,
or at least they used to, because
Honor
that alliance
LiveStream.
between the Mongols
Every
and
Thursday,
the
every
House of
Thursday.
Dahuja
Well, they
really
always drop on
threatened
Thursday.
their criminal lifestyle. Cleaned up the streets, the black markets dried up. So yeah.
Awesome. So it's a Gaki summer then.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's a new character right there.
What's happening right now with the Arakura?
I mean, they're fighting to survive.
What's the name?
So as usual, keep an eye
Arakure?
on the lore
What?
letters. You'll get some more details about Gaki's backstory,
Okay.
whose broken katana that might be.
Okay.
And also, we're doing something really fun with the short stories as TU. So
Whoa.
the new short
She
story
look like
called
my
Never
Berserker.
Enough is available now. But it takes place the same time as my friend Ian's short story, Seeing Red. So go back,
I didn't even
read
know.
or reread Seeing Red,
She don't
and
even got
then
no,
read
you know,
Never Enough.
Blade.
And
Let's see how
I
she
hope you
plays.
enjoy
That's
it.
going to be tough.
Cool. Okay, so it's like a dual perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Danny, I want to jump to you because Arakure looks so unique. Are you able to tell us a bit more
Arakure.
about what inspired her aesthetic?
Yeah, definitely. And the first thing is their backstory. Also their attitude, and also their desire to fight. And on top of that, the fact that they live in the streets now as well. Didn't like that a lot. We also used a reference from the UFC boxing scene and like an actress that did like tough and badass roles. So we can check more in detail how she looks. So the clothes are relatively simple, but we
Shaman,
find out of wear and tear and all. But
Berserker
I wanted them to
combined.
be recognizable, so they borrowed.
She like a
borrowed,
Viking.
you know what I mean?
Wink,
I
wink.
take it.
Some element from the samurai, they adopt like the
Well, she's
manpo
just,
to
you know,
protect
part
their
of
jaw.
the,
They have the
others, like,
kusazuri, I knew it, on one leg and
The other new characters.
sode,
Pirate
around,
and the others.
small sode. The knee pad that they stole from the Suneate part, and the cloth
I don't think she's a Viking.
are the rest of Itatari that went through a lot of adventure to see the least. And the blade on their back is inspired by Gaki's story that Ben mentioned. And it became, it actually
Wonder
became
how
a
the gear
ritual
gonna be
that they
looking.
do to be part of the group. And they all wear one. Basically, they just have to break a katana. Where they get it, you will find out. But it's another symbol that represents the desire to break with tradition. And Ben talked about the Sukeban. It definitely resonated with us as well. The strapping you see, for example, around the chest, Ria is inspired by them. It's as they were trying to hide the femininity as a statement against a man's world. The tonfas and fighting style brought up some ideas too, of course. Like we wanted her to move freely, so the arms are not covered and very mobile. We wanted her to be muscular too, because she packs a punch, of course, but have the muscle to support the hits she receives too, because you have people like Shugo or Logringo on the field, so it needed some meat, right?
Of course.
Yep.
Do you want to talk a bit more about her hair a little bit?
Yeah, of course, it's a big feature.
Yeah,
So
giving Shaman.
being this rebellious group, we needed
Berserk.
something expressive to fit their attitude. So what better than hair?
Yeah.
So we drew inspiration from the 70s punk in the UK, and everything they influenced after that. They influenced so much. And then we continued from there and had fun with the haircuts. And I think it gives her a very modern touch.
You might
Yeah.
work Berserk.
Modern touch, yeah. And we even inspired ourselves from the rockabilly style.
I'm waiting for the
that
balancing.
in Japan,
Rework.
that with their
Berserker.
crazy
It has been
hairstyle,
2
which is
years.
So cool, and it fits so well on her.
Almost
so,
2 years, probably.
yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah.
And by the way, the player expression is looking awesome on this. The patterns and material all work so well together. It's really a canvas for you to express yourself. That's yeah. You want to talk a bit more about the other sets, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. It works well on the set one. Like as you can see here, we left a lot of
Got those
real
batons.
estate,
That's
I
what
would
it's
say,
called.
Yeah.
to give player much more choices, and it fits so
It's
well
gonna
the
be song
personality
to a
of
fighter.
the Arakure that we couldn't like
Okay.
do more than that.
That's
and
what I was
people
talking
have
about
fun,
with
and
the
on
gear.
the set too, you pretty much have a little bit more of the same, but we brought up some fashion style a little bit more this time, like the wing-shaped shoulder cloth inspired by the katajino that are usually used more on traditional cloth. The small cape in the back is mostly just for movement and purely aesthetic, and it looks great, but it's, again, more real estate for you guys to have fun customizing her. Have fun. Yeah, it's amazing.
Everybody going to be spamming
well,
this character.
folks, I mean, Arakure will be
think she
available
dropped
for
like
purchase next week, July
I know it.
23rd,
Next
for
week.
$9.99.
I
It'll
was
also
about to
be
say,
available for
it's
15K
gonna be
steel
next week.
2 weeks after the release. So
As they
gotta look
always
out for
do.
that. I want to talk a little bit about the free event pass coming. So as we mentioned earlier, starting July 23rd and running until August 13th, the free event pass Aracuria's Audacity will allow players to loot some awesome looking weapons. So why don't we get a little sneak peek at that? Ooh, these are cool. I like these. Awesome. Well, thank you both for coming on the den
Sure.
and
Let's see some
breaking all
gameplay.
that
Let's see
down.
how she works.
Folks, stick around. We're going to be doing a gameplay deep dive with some
All right,
familiar
cool.
faces in the next segment. But first, we're going to take a look at all the lootable weapons from the free event pass. So, see you soon.
Nice. Bye-bye.
Hopefully they don't make this character broken. Each and every character that drops, you know. But I don't think she's gonna be, you know, like the others for some reason. Because the baton is definitely different. You know. Let's see how she's gonna fight first of all. I'm assuming she's gonna have starters, unblockables, maybe hyper armor. You know, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. You're gonna see unblockable for sure. We're gonna see maybe hyper armor. You're a fighter, so she's gonna tank it. Let's see what else. I'm gonna call free. Say undodgeable? Oh yeah, I said starter. I feel like starter is basic. Let me do another one. I'll just do undodgeable. Why not? Oh no. Deflect. Deflect. Unblockable. Undodgeable. No. Deflect. Unblockable. And hyper armor. What is going on? Right, look at Tensei. Goki. Nabuki. The other guy. Yoshi. Ito. Musha. Nobi. Alright, Orochi. Tiani's kind of looking nice. The end. Alright. Alright, yes sir. I said it. That's undodgeable right there. Ooh, I said it, man. Oh well. I'm still calling the others. What is that? Yo, she's actually looking tough. She's giving Berserk kind of gameplay. I knew I should have just went with undodgeable. I knew it's starter. Let's see if we got hyper armor. Blockable 2. And look at the hyper armor 3. Come on, all of them. I should have just put forward for real. I knew the undodgeable was gonna be there. I was like, you gotta like catch people. But that is tough. This is definitely different compared to literally any other character. I'm a main.
Welcome back, Warriors!
that's
We are
actually
so
tough.
excited to dive into the gameplay segment for Erikure, our latest samurai
Erikure.
hero. And who better to help me out than these two absolute legends? JC, welcome back to the show. How
Yes,
are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. It's been interesting looking at chat in the back there.
Yeah.
Can't wait to show off this hero. It's super awesome.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, they called, you are here, so...
Yeah. I mean, whenever I get summoned, that's how I have to show up. I know I have to show up.
That's
It's like a bat signal, like in the, and then I just like JC, and I come running.
The JC signal, I
Yeah.
like it. All right, amazing. And on top of that, we also have Costa. Costa joining us back on the couch. How are you doing?
I'm doing
She
good.
looked
I'm
tough.
really
That gameplay
excited to
fighting
show
style
our
was,
career to the world.
you know, it's
so.
different.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, now's your
Definitely not
chance.
compared
Now
to any
is
other
my
character
chance.
that's dropped.
So, I mean, this is that moment. We're introducing the hero to the world, as you said. So, what can you tell us about this hero?
Well, she is an assassin, dual wielding.
Assassin? I'm
tonfas.
telling you, it's giving
do you wanna
berserk.
Talk about how
What's it called?
we chose tonfas?
Yeah,
a
what's
little
it
while
called?
ago,
What's her
because
name?
we
Shaman?
kind of
It's a
decided on what
shaman.
weapons we're gonna do, quite in advance.
You know, I always got
but,
my berserk
I
to
was
rep 100.
Vanessa
so
and I
it'll be
specifically,
tough.
but we were talking about a bunch of different people. We're looking at okay,
Actually,
how
an
can we
assassin.
make
But that's still tough,
a
though.
kind of like fist-based hero, right? We've been getting a lot of requests from players to go, I want to have somebody that punches people, that does that kind of stuff. And the issue that we have normally is that every single punch in the game right now is a bash. And no matter what we
Yeah.
kind of pick, like there was like cestus and like a bunch of different kind of weapons, it always looks like you're punching straight up, and it always ends up looking like a bash. So that's problem number one. That it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but it kind of feels odd, and then it gets parried, like you parry a punch, it's a bit strange. There's also a range problem, right? Because normally for Honor, you're often, not necessarily always, but you're often outnumbered. You're in a duel, there's people around you. You want to be able to hit them on the side. But if I'm punching, like realistically, if I want to hit somebody that's there, it's super hard. Because I have to do these super weird, long, like stretchy punches that have no power behind them. So because normally to have power, you have to crank your elbows a little bit more to be able to hit. So that didn't make any sense either. And we started to looking at different weapons, what we could do. And when we landed on tonfas, we're like, you know what, this could probably work, right? Because you can hold it, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people kind of realized when we revealed it, is you punch with them. But there's a lot of different ways to hold a tonfa, because you can kind of spin them, and so you can actually, we fixed the range issue by being able to spin them and hit people outside. You can move them, you can use them as a hammer, you can use them for a lot of different things. You can use them to block as well. Traditionally, you're using them to block, so you get like that edge here to block. So you can do so much with tonfas. And it also fulfilled that kind of boxer, kind of brawler strategy, like, fantasy. So it just made total sense there.
Nice.
Yeah, totally. Should we go into gameplay?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
all right.
Please.
So before we start with that, I'll just say that we tried to keep the pattern that light attacks are going to use the short end of the tonfa. So punches, jabs, trajectories aren't wide. And then for heavy attacks, they have a wider trajectory because, like you said, she actually
Oh, yeah, I
spins
said
out like
deflect.
that. Don't
Let's
want
see
to
if
hit
she
you
does that
guys,
deflect.
but yeah, just to start off
That's
like
how it
that.
kind of works.
So let's get into the gameplay here.
All right.
So here she is. She looks really mean.
What are those knives? What is that?
Yeah,
Let's see.
she's got some cool
Knuckle
emotes
cracker,
too.
1,
Yeah.
2. Mocking
Scratching
jab.
back
All
with
right.
it. That's the
Alright.
way you use the.
The other use for the
yeah,
top.
for sure.
Oh, male
So
version?
let's
Or is that
get
female
into
version?
it. She has
Yeah,
light
that's
attack.
female.
And you see the punching that you were talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Short end.
Yeah.
She has a heavy attack. And I don't know if you noticed this, but she spins the tonfa too. So
Yeah.
it looks really cool like that.
It's
It's
really
just really neat animation with
Yeah,
the
it's
animal.
amazing. Like the detail, we're gonna have like Vanessa and Michelle come in
Yeah.
later, but like the amount of detail that we have on those animations to make her look super cool is unprecedented.
Yeah.
It's really, we're really excited.
And from light, you could go into heavy or light. So like, I could do light into heavy. I could do light into light. I could do heavy into light or heavy. So heavy into heavy, heavy into light.
That kind of all works out, right?
Yeah.
Pretty simple, like a
Pretty
two-hit
basic.
hero.
Yeah.
Two-hit hero.
Or we're stopping here, right? We did all this stuff. We had like these big crazy tonfas.
That's a deep dive, everyone.
That's a hero. Yeah. All right.
Thanks. We'll see you at the
Good
next
night.
segment.
We never stop there. We never stop
We
there.
never ever.
All right, 2 hit. She can
I'm
do all
gonna
around.
show you her sprint attack
Heavy
too.
light, light, heavy.
Sprint attack. It's on the light input.
I'll do it on my end so people can
Yeah.
see what it looks like when you're. Actually, just a little bit of a jump with the cross tonfas there,
Exactly.
so people.
Yeah.
All right.
She's got a nice zone attack too. It's quick. Pretty good trajectories on it
Yeah.
as well. And she has something else.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
has at least one more thing.
I didn't. At least one more.
One more. Okay.
I didn't show this because it's
part of the reveal, the slow reveal.
Yeah.
So when you hit someone with any attack,
Yeah.
even a bash, she gets a combo light follow-up, a guaranteed light. So for example, right there.
All right. Okay.
You can't block that.
Yeah. No, but you get a little 1-2 kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
You get it after lights, you get it after heavy.
You get it after lights, you get it after heavies, you get it after bashes. So for example, if I do
This character looks tough. I like
a
the other
light
gear.
into bash,
The look.
I get the combo right after.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So
Yeah. So that so it makes sense, right? So every single attack that she has, you get a small confirm light afterwards.
exactly.
Deals a little bit more damage. Kind of looks cool. You get a 1-2 punch. Everything that's cool.
There are only a few moves that she cannot
Okay.
chain into the combo lights.
Mm-hmm.
They are called twin strikes, but
Okay.
we'll get into that soon.
We'll get into that soon.
Yeah,
Okay, all right,
yeah.
cool.
Let me show you some of her dodge attacks.
All right, cool.
Right? Yeah, basic
Sure.
kit. This one's my favorite. It's a nice. Yeah.
Well, that's funny, right? Because I remember seeing, because I'm terminally online for some reason.
This is true.
Yeah.
And I ended up like there was a lot of comments because that move, that specific move, is in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember people going, I really want her to have it. Guess what she does?
She got it.
You want to clown on some people you don't like?
Hey.
Go and have fun.
But not only that, if you unlock for me, we also, added a little kick in the butt.
Oh, okay.
So we had some fun with it.
Yeah,
We had
yeah,
some
yeah.
fun with it. So that's a bash.
Yeah.
It's undodgeable.
It's unblockable, right?
Unblockable,
Yeah.
sorry. We have an undodgeable
For
forward
those
light.
yeah.
Front dodge light.
I should have
Yep.
said the.
That's quite a bit of
undodgeable,
range
man.
as well. Like you can get it from like pretty far.
Sorry, yeah,
Really-
go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
really
ahead,
good
show me.
peeling tool here.
Yeah.
Roll catcher.
It's undodgeable, so often enough, like you get into situations in group fights where people
Yeah.
keep dodging away from you, so she can catch up and say, no, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
Roll catcher.
exactly.
Just like that too.
Just
Yeah.
exactly.
So something to add is after all these moves, like I said, the combo strikes
Yeah.
happen. Combo strikes always lead into the finishers, the chain finishers.
Okay.
So you could, for example, you could. Sorry, I got lost there. So I could just keep doing that.
what
For
is going
example, I'm always going into my finishers.
I can dodge out of them. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
people are going, but I can dodge
Dodge out of them. So basically, that creates kind of like a faux infinite.
Yeah.
It
right?
fades.
You could only.
Like it works off of like
Does.
heavy light, heavy light, heavy. So it's kind of cool, right? Because you have to commit to that little extra attack. You deal a little bit less damage on your attacks because there's that little extra strike afterwards.
Yeah.
But it still feels kind of good.
Exactly. So that's kind of her false infinite there. I mentioned twin strikes. And
Yeah.
the way that you could think of this is that twin strikes are true finishers to her moveset.
Okay.
So anytime I do a twin strike attack, that's the end of my chain. That input can be done at any point in the chain. So if I open, I could go into my twin strike attack, end the chain like that.
So how do you do twin strike attacks? Because
Yes.
you've shown me everything now, and now I'm
You know
confused.
everything. Yeah. But so I had to create other inputs for
Oh,
the
okay.
twin strike. So to enter twin strike, you basically enter your chain, and then you press back on the left stick
Yeah, I figured.
as
It's
well
called
as
baton.
your input. So light, heavy, or bash.
Okay.
So let's start with the light. So I'm gonna go light into the twin strike attack.
Okay.
And notice how she attacked with both tonfas there.
Is that why it's twin strike?
That's why. That's
Wow,
why.
Yes.
It's
Like again, the narrative team
Yeah.
is showing their pure genius
yeah, yeah.
here.
Love it.
And
Like
did a
being
great job.
looking at stuff and going, you know what? This is twins.
exactly. So we got the twin strike light that I showed you. This is a 400 ms. It is enhanced. All
That's
her
scary.
all her lights are enhanced except for the combo lights and the opener lights, by the way.
Okay.
So it is enhanced, and there's a dodge cancel after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for example,
Show me.
so I could do light into twin strike into my.
Okay.
dash, for example.
So what's also
Yeah, I
interesting to
figured
hear to
those
see
lights
is
would be
that
enhanced too.
you just showed it.
She's a fighter.
You don't have to do
Pretty much
your little
means
combo
when you
guarantee
light,
to go into
she
twin
can
strike.
keep
You can
going.
go into
You
twin
know,
strike
other
from
people when they throw a light, will block
literally
and stop.
anything.
Exactly.
Literally
So
restart
that is
from
pretty
the
cool that
beginning.
you can go. You know what? Like I'm
She
gonna
can
do
do a
light,
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 keep going to
twin
her
strike,
combos.
or I can do light, twin strike, right?
Exactly.
So there's a lot of freedom and a lot of flow in how you want to spend your stamina, how you want to do damage. It's kind of interesting.
Yep. Twin Strike Heavy.
Okay.
Same input idea. You go into it from a chain. So I'll do a light into Twin Strike Heavy. And it's undodgeable.
I saw blue.
Yep. Undodgeable.
Somebody's bingo card just like popped up.
Yeah.
Definitely. So pretty standard.
Yeah.
Multi-directional as well. I did it in the same direction,
You can
but
choose, yeah, right.
yeah, you could choose direction.
Let's try again. Both tonfas. And I like to. What's interesting here too is that you can see it's one of those attacks that changes the hand position and
Yeah.
how you manipulate the tonfas. Right? She moves them around to grab them, a bit like lower to hit on somebody's
Yeah,
head, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those like little tiny ways that the animation team is able to kind of like play with those weapons and make them feel a lot more realistic and make it feel way cool.
For sure. And then finally, let's look at the bash.
Yeah, right. Because there's probably a bash there.
Yeah, the bash.
Another
is-
bingo card thing.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The bash is a pinning move.
Okay.
I'll show it to you.
Uh-oh, there's another bingo.
Same input. Same input. You're gonna enter it through chains. So and I'm gonna do back bash.
Uh-oh.
what?
I got hit real hard there.
So what happens is I kick sand in your face because she's a dirty fighter.
Yeah, right.
She kicks sand in your face, and then from there I could input lights to continue pummeling.
Okay. So it's kind of like she's like, no honor for honor,
Exactly.
right? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Bam. At the end. That's
And
pretty
the
cool.
and the move is even called dirty trick.
Yeah,
I wonder
so
if
throwing sand in
like,
people.
you know, I play
that's a pretty
BB.
dirty
I wonder if my
trick.
BB
yeah.
can flip all
So-
that.
I could
Right?
also choose
Maybe.
to throw.
That's pretty cool, right?
At
so
any point
At any
except for
point,
the last
except for the last one. So basically, you
Exactly.
can go, hey, I want to go 1, 2, throw. I can go up to 4, but you can't throw after the last one.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, the last one is the commit full move. I've committed to the damage on the last
Okay.
hit. I can't do anything after
Yeah,
that.
so the damage is really, really low on the initial hits, but the last one is where most of, like, the majority of the damage comes from. So that's like pretty cool. You get to choose what you want to do because you can still wall splat.
Does it wall splat?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to
so
say, does
after
it wall
throw, you
splat?
could wall splat,
So
land a
get a
heavy,
free heavy?
potentially lead to more damage that way than just finishing
Yeah.
the pummel.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, well, the one thing we haven't shown yet before we move on to the another one more thing because there's always one more.
There's always one more.
She has side dodge lights as well, right? We haven't
Right,
Really show
yes,
them.
side dodge lights.
They also go into. You can
Yep.
combo them as well.
Exactly.
Side dodge light, pummel, hit people. Hey, I'm gonna kill you. So yeah, but it works really well. So there's that. But then there's something else that we've seen in the trailer.
Yeah.
And I've seen on chat before, because sitting in the back, you know, I like to
People were wondering.
'cause that's how I know how to get summoned, right? But people are wondering, like, it says strike meter.
Yeah.
And I see a little, like, kind of like swirly under your little widget there that tells you what stands for it. So
Yeah,
what is that?
Yeah.
Could
So,
this be the
this be-
aforementioned
yeah.
strike meter?
The
This
mythical strike
this is indeed the strike meter. So if you look under my widget, you see I'm filling up the strike meter all the way to 2 little nodes.
All right.
And you could see the nodes above in my
Yeah.
in my health
That's it.
bar
And
there.
if I had them, so I can go and get them like really quickly there.
Yeah.
Look on the wrong screen. So that's good.
Yeah. So you got the first one there. And the second
There you
one
go.
there.
All right.
So basically, this is a new mechanic.
Yeah.
This makes Ericure really unique. What happens is this strike meter has threshold levels, the 2 dots that you see. It has 3 levels.
Okay.
The first one is called idle. And the way this works is it's just the base moveset.
Yeah.
What we've shown you up until now. There's still some more surprises there, but up until now, that's exactly
Yeah,
what you
right.
get.
So you get those 400 MS lights, you get the undodgeable heavy, and you get that kick sand, dirty trick, and punch, 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 punch.
Yeah.
And you go. All right, okay, cool.
I don't know if you noticed too, the strike meter also
The
depletes.
keys, yeah, the keys after time, right?
So after you don't do an attack for 10 seconds, it starts to
okay,
deplete.
let's go down on the map.
You could also pause the depletion by getting blocked or blocking and hitting minions.
Okay, so basically you want to be super aggressive because it progresses that strike, that mythical strike.
Exactly. She's a very aggressive.
But what does it give you? Because I mean, yeah, it's cool. It has a meter. Yeah, cool. I can, see my combo.
Yeah, I only
What does it
talked
give you?
about the idle level.
Right,
So the-
idle, yeah.
The next level is called onslaught.
Oh, that sounds like.
And
scary.
what happens with onslaught is, let me get to onslaught here. is her twin strike attacks. Remember the 2 hits there? They become armored.
Bingo.
So armored light, and then
Heavy.
armored heavies,
Cool.
and
You're gonna get what else? You
Uh,
get armor on that bash as
Hyper
well.
armor?
you do. That's a good predicting there. But not only that, you also get a shield because it's a long pinning move. Here.
I wanted to make sure you kept it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a long pinning move, you're stuck in it for a while.
Yeah.
So we also give you a 70 HP shield,
Okay.
so that you could be in a team fight and withstand a few hits.
And yeah, and you take armor too, right? So you gain armor while you're like, punching,
Exactly.
leaving whatever out of somebody, but you also get a shield.
Yeah.
So if there's people around me that would just want to wall upon me, well, they can, but the odds of them depleting 70 HP's worth of damage that quickly might not work all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. So
That's okay. So then that was
Onslaught.
What's the last one called?
The last one,
it
when
glows
you see
blue,
this
so that's even
beautiful,
scarier.
when you see this beautiful blue glow,
Yeah.
you know you've reached the ultimate
Okay.
stage. So
I
in
wonder what ultimate means.
ultimate means that on top of the onslaught
Mm-hmm.
properties, so armor, you also get unblockables on those.
No,
Okay. So show that
I
to me.
knew
'cause
I was
I'm a
like,
bit
last
scared.
one will be like unblockable.
So here you go. We're gonna do a heavy into back.
Okay.
Your backlight.
Is armored for an MS light.
Yeah.
Okay.
And unblockable.
Unblockable.
Yeah.
Armored and unblockable for an MS light. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
And dodge cancelable afterwards, right?
Dodge cancelable out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so now I'm scared though, because did you mean that everything gets unblockable? Any
yes.
would have had before?
All the twin strike moves get unblockable.
So what happened with the heavy?
Well, the heavy gets unblockable too.
Uh,
Like you see?
so is that
Whoa,
unblockable,
so the
undoddable,
dodgeable too.
armored heavy?
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, that's too crazy.
It is an unblockable,
Unblockable,
undodgeable,
undodgeable.
armored attack.
Okay.
How do you think the chat's doing right now?
They're probably freaking out. which is a
Yo,
little thing.
that's something, bro.
Just to calm everybody
They
down.
just
'cause
combined
I'm-
everything into
I'm
one.
not seeing it, but I got a couple of nods from the back, so I can kind of see it. So, here's the thing. You to get all these properties
something,
together,
bro.
to create that absolutely crazy pressure,
I'm telling you, the new characters
you
get the
need
good
to
stuff.
get your strike meter to max.
Yeah.
That's step number one, which is not always the easiest thing to do. You have to get into a fight and have that maxed out. If you get into a duel to get it maxed out, typically there's gonna be like one hit left or something, so it's not crazy impactful
That is
in
crazy,
one.
bro. So you
it's a
can't
bit better in
dodge.
Fight myself. The other
And
thing
you can't
is
block,
that
so
there's
you definitely
almost
have to
no range
figure
on
out
that.
whether it's a
Meaning
parry
that,
or
like,
it's a
you
feat.
can't just go backlight into or like whatever.
And
into
obviously
either,
don't
because
move
there's
because it's not smart to
basically
move.
zero range. So like there's almost no range here. So you can't use it to catch people to do these things. So we really looked into balancing it. So the damage output wasn't insanely high, but also there's very, very little range. So you have to be careful when you use it. It's really for focused 1v1 engagements. That's where we wanted to go. So yes, it's super scary on paper, and it'll give you good stuff.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is that there's a lot of moments where you're actually better off doing the backlight, the dirty trick light, or not the I forget what you call them, because
Yeah.
twin strike light. Yeah, sorry, because that brings more and more and more pressure, right? The twin strike light, because you can dodge cancel, you can front dodge cancel into an undodgeable light or into the back. So you can kind of cycle and keep that going and keep the vortex of it as you want going through it, but you have a choice. Do I get a little bit more damage off the heavy but it ends here? Or do I go for that light and keep going and keep applying pressure? So there's an actual game plan here that kind of makes sense, that's super interesting. And yes, it's scary, we wanted it to be scary. Getting to that third level again is not the simplest thing, right? There's a lot of stuff going into it. You might kill people before you get to max, and then it ends up being wasted. You have to work to get it to keep it full. So it's just overall, I would say give it a chance. I know it's super scary. I know it ticked off like a new bingo card because I'm sure nobody had unblockable,
You can't
undodgeable
trade.
armor on their bingo card. But then
You gotta stand there. It's like she's like, you
but
gotta
that's
take
kind
this.
of how it works. There's
That's
the
crazy,
dirty
bro.
trick
That's
as
kind
well,
of something.
Dirty trick, yes.
Yeah, so what does it get
dirty
at?
trick, it gets everything that it got off of Onslaught. Oh my god. gets everything it gets off of an onslaught, but now it's completely uninterruptible by bashes
Okay,
as well.
so from the community, like from players, because internally it's completely different names because we didn't know if people were going to call them that. There's like two types of armor in the game from players' perspective, right? There's hyper armor and there's super armor. Hyper armor is what she gets at onslaught. So that means you trade and then you absorb
You
kind
can
of like
take
normal
damage.
hits, but bashes will still go through. Super armor means absolutely nothing will get you out of this spot. So it's scary because it's kind of dangerous.
Who has super armor?
There's a reason why we almost never use it because you can get stuck in situations where people are going to throw a shit ton of attacks at you, and then what are you going to do, right? Because you're in that state where you can't get out of it. If that's too long, it's essentially a death sentence.
Right.
Because you don't get the damage reduction, you don't get the hit stun, all that stuff. So it's a bit scary. But in this case, it's interesting because you get that shield and you get super armor. So you literally cannot knock her out of it when she goes into it when she is in ultimate. Again, that's
literally
scary,
what I said.
but
You
we
have
went that
to
way,
take
right?
it.
Because we want to make
You
sure
gotta
that
decide, like, what do you
normally
think I'm
you
gonna
want to use dirty tricks to raise your strike meter
Something.
like pretty quickly.
Something.
It's the most efficient way to raise it up.
Yeah, because you,
You know,
get the most
everybody
Get the
don't
most
play
hits
this
on it,
character.
right?
That's why we're
the
giving
second she
her
drops,
those
so.
combo lights as well, just
For the
so
first
that
few
it
weeks,
helps you get your strike.
Exactly.
going
So
to
it's
be
a whole
very
like it's a
fun.
whole theme.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be
Right?
very fun.
But then we wanted to make sure that when you're at on ultimate, why would you still use it? Because I'm like, well, okay, I already got all my stuff. I get better damage off of other options. So why would I use this one? Well, no, there's a reason to use it. It also is really good for setting up ganks and stuff, so it's kind of nice. But it kind of works quite well.
Nice. Amazing.
All right.
Uh,
So that's it for that. But
But did you also want to talk about deflex too?
Oh,
yes,
yes.
right? So,
So-
let me throw you top heavy. Sure.
She is an assassin.
So I
I
can
knew it.
deflect,
I
yeah.
called it
Get a
deflect.
heavy.
I get a heavy,
Right?
I said it.
so-
I said it.
Or
I could do a shortcut right into dirty trick.
that's really dirty.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
3 for 3s.
So she does have
be
deflex.
easy.
She is an assassin.
Yeah. So she's an assassin. She gets deflect.
Yeah.
Super cool. And you get a nice little shortcut to that to those dirty tricks.
I saw her do the starter, so that was kind of like
Dirty
nice
trick.
one.
It's all sorts of things. So, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, is there another one more thing? Because I remember. Okay, so
There
like,
is, yes.
I'm a very perceptive person.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at the trailer.
Yeah.
And it also said something about target swap.
Target spot.
Target
Now,
specialist. Yeah.
It's a specialist. She's a specialist at target swapping. So what does that mean exactly?
So when you target swap with Arakure, she has dedicated moves for the target swap.
Okay.
We are calling them lash out attacks.
Okay.
And basically the way
Exactly, that
this
was the
works
starter.
is from target swap, as you can see in the video
See?
playing.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
She has access to
You know,
three
I was even
different
thinking
lash-out attacks.
her deflect is
She
tough.
has
I
access
was thinking
to a light,
Berserker
a
needs
heavy,
something like
and a
that,
back.
like deflect into heavy
So
instead of deflect into guard break,
lash out attacks.
then
the-
heavy. Because you know
the heavy
sometimes
one
you can't really.
gives you a lot of forward.
Not a
movement.
lot of people gonna give you
can
that
go
chance
to the
to
next
guard break
target
and,
that's
you know, all that.
pretty decently far away.
That's
and
what
you
I'm
can
saying,
catch
my
up to
Berserker
them,
needs a buff.
reposition yourself
Okay.
in the fight.
You give him that option. He
and,
can
be able
deflect
to
into
hit
a
them
guard
with
break,
your lash out
throw,
attack.
or
The
deflect into
light
heavy
attack
and attack.
has a medium
That
range.
would be so tough.
So it's not as powerful in the displacement,
But it's faster though.
but it's fast.
Okay.
It's
she got it.
still
She got the
500, but
deflect
it's a
into heavy.
faster movement
Yeah.
to where you got to go. And then the bash, by nature, bashes are unblockable, and it has the shortest distance.
Okay.
So-
So essentially, so one of the reasons why we put this in, right, is again, I don't want to have the tonfa here, right? But you have this weapon, and target swapping is something that like at some point you start doing in For Honor, and you do it with a lot of different attacks and a lot of different things. But then with this, it's like, well, how do I control group fights? Yeah, I can throw heavies, but the range is still a little bit limited. And we wanted to make sure that she had tools to handle being outnumbered. It also works really well with her lore and stuff. They're like, really scrappy fighters, get into a lot of stuff. So it's interesting to have that kind of function. So we looked at how can we make her effective in group fights? How can we make her feel good when she's outnumbered? And this is what it is, right? It's super interesting. The only other hero that has something remotely similar to this is Pirate, and it's limited to her gunshots, where if you land a heavy on somebody, that's right. I'm gonna get memed on again. That's gonna be awesome. But if you land a heavy on somebody with Pirate and then you target swap her gunshot, Pirate does the version that she gets when it gets blocked or on miss or whatever. So we kind of were able to reuse that tech, at least on the gameplay side, to make sure that she had different options whenever she target swap. But there's a couple of rules to it, though, right?
Yeah. So, for example, if you target swap and you do a lash out attack and it misses, it does not make contact in any way, you cannot chain from it.
Okay, and you need to make contact to be able to do lash out attacks as well, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I can't just go like with a light, target swap, and lash out to somebody else.
Exactly.
I need to hit somebody.
Yeah, there's always got to be contact before doing a lash out.
And is there one more thing to do with those? Because there's always one more thing.
There's always one more thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Like 10 more things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lash out attacks scale with the strike meter.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so that means that at onslaught level, they become armored, and at the ultimate level, they become armored and unblockable. So
Alright.
it's really, she becomes a really great peeler. She becomes really hard to stop in this
I wanna see her
team
feats.
fight, scenario.
Basically, you have to parry her if she's throwing lights.
Exactly, yeah. So
It's really cool. I remember when we were playtesting this hero, like, for a while. I used to love getting into revenge and just going, hey, there's 3 people against me, you're all going down. Yeah, and it worked really well. It was super cool. So
it's a really rewarding feeling for getting the strike meter up.
Cool.
It's a rewarding feeling for putting in that effort, and it's a lot of fun. Target swapping isn't the most easiest mechanic, but this is a great hero to learn it on. It's a great hero to
It's really
practice it on, and up the For Honor gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for fight kit, right? But she has feats too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see them
alright.
Yeah,
feats.
this hero has.
Roll the video.
She probably
So her
has
first
something to
feat,
have
it's
that.
called Against the World. Basically, when you do a lash out attack, you get an attack boost bonus of 10% for 5 seconds. If you do another lash out attack within that 5 seconds, that duration will reset,
Okay.
so you can keep it going. And if you don't reset it, then the cooldown is 10 seconds.
Okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
cool. So then there's a second feat, right?
Yep, second feat. Insolent Shout. This is an AoE attack debuff on your enemies. Sounds simple enough. There's an extra level to it. This scales with the strike meter as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So at the idle level, it will give a 10% debuff on the enemies. At the onslaught level, it will give 20% debuff. And at the ultimate level, it will give 30% debuff.
Oh.
Dang.
You want to keep up. You want to pop it when you're ultimate.
Yep, that's the
biggest bang for your
maxing
buck.
for it. Yep. And it has a 2-minute cooldown. Her feat 3, because there's a third feat,
Of course.
called Walk It Off. This is basically a self-heal for Arakura. And again, this also scales off of the strike meter. So at idle, 15 HP. At onslaught, it's 30 HP. And at ultimate, it's 45 HP.
But it doesn't just
something.
heal.
No, it doesn't.
What else does it do?
At every level, it also cleanses.
Okay, but are you talking just, hey, I get rid of blood, bleed, and fire?
It does do that, but all negative effects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Kind
negative.
of like what Centurions do tier 4. You
Exactly.
get a bit of that cleanse only on yourself. Though.
Exactly. Yeah. On yourself, it's a single target.
But it must have a pretty big cooldown.
yes,
like
we
that.
gave it a 3-minute cooldown.
Okay, so,
So-
you can't just constantly just go, hey, I'm getting rid of corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You really have to choose. Am I doing this for the heal? Am I doing this to
Cleanse and okay. All right.
It's
You line up things.
Whoa,
Yeah.
so she can get rid of that?
Works
said
on
corruption,
corruption
that's
as
a-
well as max.
And as I also just mentioned, thank you, Matt.
Yeah. And finally, she has a feat 4.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This one is called Gang of Outcasts. And what this does is it maxes out Arakure's
Yeah, you just
strike
kick that
meter.
guy. It's like, get out of here.
For 20 seconds, there is no decay on the strike meter. But that's not all it does. It's an AoE effect that buffs your allies as well. While the 20-second duration is going on, your allies will get enhanced lights, they will
What?
get armored heavies, and they will not, attacks will not cost stamina.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So basically, they become like killing machines, just like you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Awesome,
That's kind of
yes.
something,
All
bro.
right.
I'm about to say.
That's pretty cool.
So
That-
that's awesome.
That's
by the
it.
way. I love the way you presented that too, because it almost implied that what if there wasn't.
Yo, this about to be crazy.
But we definitely have
Everybody get it.
There was.
Of course
You know,
we
that's
did.
rare. Not everybody has that.
So,
So
how
she
do
can
we
just
cook
give
so
it to
well?
everybody.
we're just really good
No matter
at
who
it.
they are, even Tiny PK.
So GC, like,
I think PK
incredible
even had
hero
that when
looking,
she
there's so
believed,
much
but
detail and
you
so much
know,
depth to this.
saying
Like,
that
how
for
do you see
any
her
and
career
everybody.
performing in like
It don't matter.
lands?
So
She make her
I
own
would
rules.
rank her pretty high in Dominion. Essentially, she's like a really good roamer.
Yeah.
She's really good at holding points, being able to like capture stuff, be able to like catch people running around like with that front dodge light is really really good. She's good at peeling. She's good at ganking. There's a lot of good stuff.
Exactly.
However,
Anti-gank.
she's rather weak in the lane. Like she doesn't have a lot of big trajectories. Her like yeah, you have to lock and try to do stuff, and it's always a bit unwieldy. So she's really not optimal in the lane. She has no real lane support, so that kind of makes her a bit weaker there. And as some of you may know, competitively, the general kind of like accepted idea and the way that you play the minion is you go from your home point to lane to farm for your feats to get your team's hard points up, and you rotate back and forth, and you have somebody else like other people to do other things. So Arakure is her specialty is more to roam around and do that sort of stuff. So it makes a lot of sense there. But yeah, so in the minion lane she's not super good, and it's interesting because the strike meter is super cool, but in 1v1 scenarios, typically what we've found, and when we've played with some of our more like pro players that have been able to play the hero a little bit, she ends up like her opponent is basically dead once she reaches max strike, and that's with just non-stop aggression. So if you falter a little bit, if you take a bit more time, it goes down and you don't really get to it. So in 1v1 she's good, but it's a bit hard to exploit all of her toolkit, especially you can't really target swap in a 1v1 scenario as well.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
there's like some stuff there that she is not as good, depending on the situation, but she's still really good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And there's some interesting choices to make there too. Do I stay at the point, boost it, and lose my strike meter? Do I run to the other points to keep up my strike meter, get into another fight as fast as possible? Pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff there. We wanted to make sure that this hero had a lot of decision points as to like even just their flow is like there's a lot of options in and out. Do you want to keep going? Do you want to stop? Do you do your combo lights? How do you spend more stamina? Because the stamina per HP damage is a little bit like high. So how do I spend my resources? How do I work around them? It's all built around this interesting decision system of how do you play her, and how do you play her, and the way I play her might be different from how you play her and how you play her. So it's really interesting to have that kind of depth into a hero that her moveset is not the most complex one, but there's a lot of like moment to moment little decisions that are really interesting.
Nice. Awesome. And were there any challenges, anything you want to touch on like throughout the development?
Yeah, so I mean like the strike meter is like brand new, obviously, right? It's not the easiest thing to get working in our UI, making sure it looks good, making sure it's readable. Also just the functionality of it. Right? We went through different iterations. We had at some point there was one where every single hit counted as one.
I was gonna say,
and that
like,
ended up being that an overly valued light. So how do we kind of change it? So we changed it up. Now there's like different thresholds, and like lights and bashes give different amount of like meter gain than heavy. So we did a lot of iteration on these things to make sure that everything kind of felt right. The target swap tech 2 worked, but there was a lot of challenges to how do you make it work. How do you decide, like the heavy goes far, the light goes medium, the bash goes low. We didn't always have a bash there as well as an option. So it's like there's a lot of these things that are not super clear that we have to kind of validate as we go through. Like the chain bash, that we didn't really mention it before, but the bash that you can do in your regular chains is feintable as well. It wasn't always feintable, and how do you kind of figure out the moveset? So it's interesting. It's not always the simplest thing, but it works really well.
It's a bit of a process always to make these, but
and now I cannot wait because after us, there's a couple of people.
It's just
a couple of people on the animation team that might have. I just want to leave out a tiny little tease. There's cool stuff they're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little Easter eggs, a lot of personality that they've hidden in the hero. So I know these things, but I want to tell them, but I don't want to spoil their fun.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna come up
They're
here
gonna
real
see
soon.
it, and it's
talk
gonna be
about
awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Excited for that. Well, very cool. Well, thank you guys both so much for that. Finally, Costa, any shout outs you wanna give?
Yeah, well, the whole team, honestly, that worked on Arakure, they were amazing. Michelle, the other Costa on the design team.
Because we have two.
Yeah, we have to. Vince, man, there's so many. Chloe
Name them
and
all
Fred.
right now.
Nico was huge
Yeah.
support with the strike meter. Terry, Alex on audio.
on UI, like we had Catherine that
UI,
like that you
yeah.
folks probably remember Catherine like
Yeah.
did a lot of work on the gauge, that it looked nice and kind of fit what we needed. It's a huge team effort all the time.
Yeah,
The animation team did amazing. Even the marketing team, I really want to commend them because the trailer that we
Oh,
had
yeah,
for the gameplay is completely
yeah.
new. It's super awesome.
Yeah.
So like really like good job, guys. It's everybody's super proud.
Yeah, it was an awesome undertaking
Very cool.
from all around.
Well, I'm very excited for that. And folks, we hope you're excited too.
Yeah.
If you want to get your hands on Eric Curry, you don't have to wait long. You got 1 week to go because next Thursday with the title update, she's going to drop. We hope you enjoyed this, but stick around because we have an animation deep dive coming up right after this. Keep spinning those. Please don't hit anybody, and we'll be right back.
All right. Deep dive into the animation. Oh, that was a cool skin. That was a cool outfit. Jeez. Oh yeah, we didn't even see the executions. Okay, yeah, balancing and improvements. That's what I'm trying to check out. That's tough. About to say it's gonna take a while. I'm really trying to check out the balancing and improvements to see who got like buffs, reworks, and everything else. Let this load. I'll be right back. All right.
Okay, so
And now we're
finally,
back.
finally, it's there. It's
Yeah.
there. So we have the Tamfa. You saw them. They're right there. So yeah, it's a little bit of she's hyper-violent. She's very badass. She has zero tolerance for bullshit.
That's it.
That was the attitude direction that we have. So every time we did an animation, we're like, no bullshit. There you go. And
Right.
yeah, she's very. She has a build-up anger. She want to release it. That's why she fights you. She always she short temper, always in your face. So yeah, that's her.
Awesome. Also, so just for a bit of context for folks watching, so when the team creates heroes, we usually try to establish 3 key pillars that describes the hero. Do you want to share those with us?
Yeah, I mean Ben talked about it. She's scrappy, firecracker, and brazen. It's again it's something every time we do an animation we ask ourselves if it fits that. So she's scrappy. You saw it. She fights 30. She bonk you on the head. She kick you where it hurts.
Exactly.
So yeah, so she's very scrappy. She's a firecracker. I don't know if you noticed, but during the strike meter, the more you get into it, the animation change a little bit. So the navigation and all the idle, she gets more pumped.
Oh my god.
We had
that's cool.
3 layers of a full navigation. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work
Awesome.
just to represent the firecracker aspect of this character.
tough.
And she's brazen as well, so she's rough and tough. She has nothing to prove. She's super versatile. The weapons are really cool for that. And yeah.
That's really cool. So as the strike meter increases, like her animations will change a little bit.
Yeah,
like she'll
yeah.
get more amped up.
Yeah,
and
you'll see. Like it's a bit. I think some people notice. Like she's a little bit more like into it. Like she's really intense.
the
so-
adrenaline's flowing.
Exactly.
You want her,
Exactly.
you want her to press buttons.
That's it.
Yeah.
She asks you. So.
It's really that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll put you in context.
Okay.
Like, so using those words that Vanessa was talking about. So when's the last time you ended up like in a dark alley at night,
Ooh.
like a dead end?
I'm
No.
taking,
And you
taking it
turn-
back to last weekend.
You turn around and there's like 4 silhouettes like blocking your
Oh,
path.
no.
Like so, yeah. For a new hero, like that's street combat technique. Won't be clean. She will get out, like bruised, bloody nose, but on her feet,
Nice.
like Rocky style. That's her. Yeah.
Why don't we talk a little bit more about her weapons? What was it like animating Tom for Combat?
I mean, it's pretty new, huh? It's pretty cool.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Can I hold it a little bit? Chat, this has a good weight.
Yeah.
And confirm.
We almost have.
I hold
Using
this
the
right?
weapon gives you a lot of ideas, but when we saw the Tonfas, like the weapon length, like JC was talking about, like using lights on this side, it got us thinking. And we didn't want to lose that strength of like hooks and uppercuts by doing like wide arcs.
Okay, I see.
So we wanted to keep it like more of a
Tight.
boxing
Yeah.
style. So when we did is like, so when she strikes, we brought her a little bit closer. Not much, like 60 centimeters.
Yep.
So it doesn't seem like much, but the added pressure, feeling feels good. And it's just a little bit more grueling for the victim, like being
Yeah, she's in your
being
grill.
that close
Yeah.
in your face. So
Yeah.
that fits the character a lot.
Yeah, the short range. So we needed to bring her closer a little
That's
bit.
it. That's it. Super cool.
And yeah, at the end, like we just like up, pop back, jump back to create that separation. It works pretty well.
Nice. That's awesome. Also, one of her core features is her ability to target swap really rapidly. Could you share about a bit more of the intention behind this gameplay mechanic regarding the animation?
Yeah, target swap in Foreigner is an advanced way to play the game, and it's in at a critical toolkit. So yeah, first off, I had to surround myself with bots, doing all the angles.
A lot of
And-
controllers.
Yeah, it was something to test. But when the first thing we noticed when we implemented it is that we could bring that further. Like it was felt weightless a little bit, like teleportation feeling,
Yeah, I see.
and didn't feel like grounded and like that's she was thinking. She was teleporting most. So and since we're using pose matching and motion matching as a core tech and Foreigner, we felt we're getting away from the animation direction.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, she's not weightless.
Right.
We needed weight. We needed her to.
So yeah, we wanted her to push up with weights, stay in control, and it belongs. So the gameplay prog team built a nice tech that I could trigger animations on the sides and the back, and pick the animation I want to use. So while doing target swaps, so works really well. A tech that will find more usage
For sure.
in the future for sure.
Yeah.
That's okay. So that's really cool. So it's like basically like when she's target swapping between each character, there's like custom animations that fit
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, because everybody can target swap, but for her, because it's our toolkit, like Michel did all those transitions and to reach and to add a little bit more weight and trying to not snap
Yeah, right.
fast and jump. So at least it feels really good.
Yeah, it's like
So
she's
when you
flowing through the
play-
fight almost.
Yeah. I wish everybody was as smooth like in the target swap, but for her, I mean that's part of her kit,
Yeah.
so we
Put
pour a little bit more
effort.
love. Yes,
It was it looks
looks great. Yeah.
I was about to say.
I want to talk a little bit about this. Word on the street that she's got a pretty cool face-off screen. Do you want to take a look at
You heard
that?
the rumor.
we had a lot of ideas, but we went with the spit in the face.
There you go.
Face off. So you haven't fought her already, and she's already spitting on
The
you.
first thing you
What?
see, you're gonna
That's something.
So it had a lot of personality.
we love
Little
doing that.
animation, yeah.
Yeah, we love doing that, adding a little bit of personality and those little animations.
For sure.
I think it's really cool. One cool one as well is the ledge. When you're near ledge, the character look down a bit. Before her, she literally squat.
Oh, that's
She looks
so
down,
badass.
right? It
That
looks so
is
cool.
sick.
On Duran, we added a little bit, like he opened his arm, so he's really like dominating the battlefield for her. I think the crouch was, I think it fits her.
Yeah.
We loved it so much, we made an emote out of it, so just for her. So it looks pretty cool. It's really in character.
It's so awesome. It looks great.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about the pummel move? JC was teasing this a bit.
All right, let's keep it going. Not gonna lie, I want to get into the balancing.
So people should check that.
This is what we're really here for. This is what we're here for. Let's see. Yes, sir.
They can't get enough of me, and I don't know how it works, but it always works. I teleport from my desk upstairs.
You try to leave.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm out of here.
Let's see.
I don't want to do
gonna
balance.
rework. Give buffs.
We don't need
some
balance.
people.
No, we don't. We're
We don't.
perfectly balanced.
Perfectly
Some
balanced.
other people,
I
there's
don't know. They
always-
ask for a lot of things.
all that.
Yeah.
They all ask for the same things, so you know what to do from the chat. It's always the
Oh,
same.
you mean Nerf Warlord?
Yes, yes.
Duran buffs.
Nerf
Okay.
Warlord.
That works. Okay.
Cool. So yeah, we do have some patch notes to get into for that. But
Ooh,
before that, too,
let's see.
Raph, again, welcome back to the couch too.
Yeah. Why am I here when it's the time to talk about patch
It's
notes?
because you're awesome, man.
Oh, thank you. I have to say something before we start. This is, I must be like my 20th Warriors Den, but it's the first time that I'm sitting next to GC.
Oh, wow.
So I feel promoted today. I'm like so happy. Can I like touch your shoulder?
You
or
can
something?
try. You can try. It's dangerous though. Yeah, that's what it is.
Just the power is gonna flow through
It's
you.
really tricky.
So, in any case, why am I here?
Yes.
I'm here because we have
Alright.
a new narrative feature in the game.
Narrative,
And
you say?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my
It's
favorite.
actually a new menu, a hero bio menu, and you can start a video, Max. Thank you. So,
Oh, it's just
where you have a
samurai.
hero or not, you will now be
I did hear
able
her
to go
speaking,
into a new
Japanese
lore
and
section,
stuff.
and in that lore section, you'll be able to read a
from?
sort of
History?
summary of what an archetype, the archetype of each hero is. What is a Black Prior? What is a Raider? What is a Arakure? What do they want? Why do they fight? How do they fight? So some heroes, 12 of them for now, also have a description of an individual character leading or being a representative of this archetype. So you have 12 for now. We will add more in coming seasons, but, and it is important, not in the next one. So for one seasons, we will not put updates, but it will come after that. And we intend to put as many as we believe is important. So we hope this is part actually of a larger effort to bring more of our wide world and the large story of Ithmore into the game itself. For now, it has been accessible online. A lot of it is you needed to be there the season that it was told, or we have videos that describe what happened in that year or something like that. But there is nowhere that players can go and actually have references of everything that's happened or what do each warrior want. So now we're bringing more and more of it into the game. We started with small snippets with executions and emotes. We're gonna continue to do some of that when it feels right to do it. But now you have this new lore menu and we'll keep updating it. But not next season, once again. It is really important to say that.
I know at least one content creator that is probably overly ecstatic right now if he's watching it live. Fell off his chair, something, I don't know. But I'm sure there's at least one person, but overall, reading about all our funny sword heroes and our funny sword game is awesome. That is very
All right, let's see them balancing. Yes.
I'm sure people are freaking out.
And this
all right,
is why I'm
so
here.
we're starting off with Varangian Guard.
Let's
Is it
see,
Var-
remove
you're
present
here.
counter.
Should
Thank
I say
you.
Varangian or Varangian?
Not gonna lie, she kind of had a
Didn't
lot
we say
in her
Varangian
belt,
because it is
especially
yes,
that
it is-
unblockable.
I'm happy you're here because I can
bash,
ask
or,
you that. It's great. So
headbutt
now I know it's
confirm, like,
Varangian.
bro.
So it's
So you're stalling yet
You do a
again?
lot.
That's
Yeah,
what you're doing.
Okay, no, all right, great. So anyway,
crushing
so
counter.
we're
That's a
kind
big
of
one.
changing a little bit
That
the
is a
hero so
big
that
one. I'm glad though.
we want to address some of the frustration
And I was
that,
thinking of playing
that
her,
players
but-
have playing this hero. So first up, Sellsword's Valor, which is her side dodge lights. They had crushing counters. They had a little bit like their defense was a little bit different because we needed to make sure they could actually crushing counter.
Can now be
We just
performed.
removed them, and now her dodge attacks are regular dodge attacks with the same timing as everything else. The reason why we did this is that actually landing those crushing counters on purpose is really, really, really tricky, and that's okay, right? Like if we have like super high level execution stuff and timing, it's great. Except when most of the time that it happens, it's not on purpose and it's by accident, and it just ends up being super frustrating when you're playing against her. And so it's been one pain point of this hero for a while. So we're removing them, making her dodge attacks pretty regular. There's no real point of having like that much more extra defense on her side dodges there. So we're gonna toning that down a little bit so that it makes kind of sense. For Sellsword's Bounty, which is her front dodge attack. Her
Same
light,
thing for
so
BP.
you can now do it from 200 ms to
Oh, I'm
500
saying.
ms instead of 1 to 5. You might just go 100 ms. Who cares, right? The big difference here is that lengthens the period where she's vulnerable to guard breaks, and so you cannot. It's harder to stuff guard breaks when you can do it just a little bit later. It makes just enough of a
She got
difference that
massive
it's still
nerfs.
super viable. It's still a great move, but then it's harder to use on reaction or like even on prediction to guard breaks. You have to do it like a little bit earlier, so it balances that out again. Because it's one of those things that if a lot of heroes don't have that kind of vulnerability, it becomes super hard to play against them. You have less options defensively, and you become a bit too oppressive.
Gotcha.
Oathkeeper Spiral, which is the zone attack that she can do after she blocks somebody with her big shield. So the issue here is that initially we wanted it to not have too much forward movement, because of the way the axe works and all that kind of functions, if we ended up like making the trajectory and the hitboxes bigger, it created phantom hits. We try to avoid phantom hits as much as possible. We want it to look as much as we can instead of weapon trajectories and stuff. But the problem is that there's not a lot of range. And if we gave her like too much forward movement, she would miss everybody around her. And the purpose of that move is to hit people around her. So it didn't quite make sense. But we've revisited it a bit, and we made sure that she has just enough forward movement, because what ended up happening really often is I'd block somebody, throw this attack, hit 2 people, miss my target. And so that's just kind of weird, right? It doesn't quite function as intended. So we made sure that she moves forward just enough to always hit the person she's locked onto, but still actually as much as possible hit people around her as well, but it works good.
Okay.
The last thing that we did on Varangian Guard is we've reduced the ability, I'm going to read it because it's going to be complicated, the delay attacks the chains by 100 ms on every single attack that chains. So light heavy opener, Allegiance, Charge, and Spiral, Yalder, Holdkeeper, and Sellsword's Bounty and Valor. So it might sound like it looks like a nothing burger of a chain. But the big reason why we're doing this is that she has crushing counters on all of her lights in chains. And initially we had made that delay window super long to give players a chance to really time them properly and feel good using them. What ended up happening is because of that, she becomes borderline impossible to peel in group fights.
Yeah.
So because when you're blocking external, when you're doing stuff externally, you can, this is like secret tech, don't tell anybody except if you already know, you don't really know. When somebody's throwing an attack at you externally, right? So I'm here, I'm locked onto Raph, and you're here, you're throwing attacks at me. I can block you 2 different ways.
Right.
Either by blocking in the direction you are from, or blocking the actual stance of the attack. So if you're on my right, and you throw a top attack, I can block top and block it, or I can block right and block it. Because I block both the direction you're coming from and the direction of the attack. So that's kind of why also it's kind of good to do like something like different sides so that it's a bit harder to block. But the thing is, this also applies to crushing counters and superior blocks. So you could often just like superior block on the side and it would block like all 3 stances, and you could kind of mess it up sometimes and like cover other options. So it ended up being a bit too strong and a bit too oppressive. So by lowering the delay, you can still do it, but it's harder to time like and delay it like a bunch, so that it's a bit trickier to be able to block with attacks.
Gotcha.
That is it for our good old friend Varangian Guard. Varangian. Orochi, everybody's least favorite samurai, but somehow everybody loves
buff.
So
Zephyr Slash.
mostly
attacks
nerfs, which I
non-enhanced.
think some people are going to be happy with.
Ooh.
So Zephyr Slash, which
Recovery
is
can no
his
longer
sight dodge lights.
Wow.
They're back to being enhanced, but the recovery can no longer be cancelled by a dodge in any situation. On hit, on block.
Why are they
and
nerfing
on
my
miss.
people?
So it's the treatment we gave Pirate a little while ago. That worked super well.
Recovery can no longer be canceled.
And so
with
we're
dodge.
applying it to Orochi.
Dang. My Roshi was like gliding through the battlefield, and it was nice.
Somebody with access.
So
But
it's
Warlord,
trajectory
right?
Warlord, yeah,
adjusted
Warlord,
to
of course.
have
We're
less
Warlord.
reach on the left
But
and front
essentially,
side.
the idea
Push
here
your
is that
opponent less.
because it's a defensive move and it's really good,
Okay,
and it has
I
a
see.
big
Dang,
trajectory.
dang, that is.
Being able
that's
to
bad.
dodge cancel it, even on hit, proved to be a
Wow.
little bit frustrating. You're still able to zip
Ugh.
around too much on the battlefield, being really defensive.
But this is when blocked, but
So
not
toning
when
it
hit,
down
so
so that
that's
it's
a
purely
good
a
one.
one-shot defensive move.
Wing Gust input is
You're
now
gonna do
heavy.
it once, and that's gonna be it.
Wing Gust input
Yeah,
is
you can
now
do
heavy.
it if it lands. you
Kunai.
can go
No,
into,
Kunai. Now
combo
60
light and do it
seconds.
again, but you have to commit just a
Dang.
little bit more time so you can actually get peeled and get
Damn
that
is
stuff
now
happening.
20 up from 15.
So
okay.
then we adjusted his zone
down,
attack as
down
well.
at
So
600
we
MS
adjusted the
during
trajectory
animation.
to have a little bit less reach on the left and front side
recovery now.
because again it caused a bit of phantom hits, but it was super strong.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
So the
Good
it
stuff.
ended up being a
They
bit
didn't
too
need to
strong in
touch
group
the
fights
feet.
because it would hit just outside, just a little bit too much. So by lowering this
Let's
just
see.
a tad, we're able to. It functions a lot better, and it's a little bit less annoying in group fights. And we've also lowered the amount that it pushes opponents when they block it. That causes issues where if I throw a zone attack and you're there and you block it, you used to get pushed away just a bit too much to be able to effectively counterattack me. So by lowering it enough, you're going to still stay close and you have less forward movement. You have to move a little bit less to be able to punish me and do what I need. We've also changing the input for Wind Gust, which is deflect attack. It's now on heavy. I know people are going, no, we're not going to do any old animation back. But essentially, like, we're putting on heavy because Orochi is one of the few heroes left. Like, unfortunately, Shinobi has it because it's on guard break and we don't want to do it. That can just dodge and hit a single button and get both the dodge attack or the deflect. That's an actual option select. People use option selects in a lot of wrong ways. This is the right way. It's one input that does multiple outcomes depending on the situation. The game selects which option it's going to do. That's where the wording comes from. So that's an actual option select. So by putting it onto heavy, you as a player actually have to go, I deflected, I have to hit heavy, and not just I dodge attack. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to deflect. Otherwise, I get my dodge attack, right? So which what you get. We're doing that for pretty much every single hero. Again, like on Shinobi, it's a bit harder because it's both a kick and some weird teleport that he does.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel quite right to have that teleport attack on a light or on a heavy. So we're gonna try to figure things out. But right now, at least for Orochi, this is how it goes. Finally, we're also nerfing Kunai, which I'm sure people have already rejoiced because he saw this.
Why?
So Kunai is really good. It's a
Yes.
projectile feat, so already it's frustrating. You can do it from off screen. Nobody kind of sees it going. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's enough to be annoying. It pushes you into a bit of a hit stun, so it's kind of annoying. So what we're doing now is we've doubled the cooldown. So now instead of being 30
Takes so
seconds,
long to
it's
come back.
60 seconds. We've also upped the damage to compensate, right? So it does 20 instead of 15.
20.
So it kind of, you're going to use it once per fight. About 60 seconds is about the length of a
That's
single
actually
fight.
not that bad.
So by doing this,
I can
you
get
do
used to
once per
that.
fight. It's still good, but it's not twice per fight to just annoy people from it.
Yeah, for sure.
Then the time at which you throw the projectile during the animation when you activate the feat is at 600 ms instead of 4. So now, if you're locked on to an Orochi, you can technically, like a lot of people can,
Dodge
react
out
to
Exactly.
the animation and dodge the kunai. So that's part one of that change. Part two is that the
No.
recovery is now also high. So it takes 500 ms before Orochi can do anything, whether the
Yeah.
projectile hits or not. So now, if you're in front of an Orochi that you see through a kunai, you can do dodge attack and punish them. So it makes a big difference there as well into how viable the feat is. It's still off screen, it's still unlocked or whatever, but it ends up being a lot more easier to deal with in a 1v1 scenario.
Yeah. Higher risk and lower reward.
Exactly, right? It makes sense. And so, kind of, if you look at it as kind of a damage per minute type of thing, it used to deal 30 damage per minute, right? If you use it on cooldown and everything.
Yeah.
Now it does 20 damage a minute, so it's a bit nerfed. But we tried to compensate for things a little bit so that it doesn't feel as bad to throw a 15 damage projectile every minute that does, so we're trying to like adjust things and have a bit of compensation where it's
Makes sense. All right.
Next slide.
Let's
Who's
see.
up next?
Yes, nerf. It
Durin.
better be a nerf.
Durin.
Raph,
I know
did
it's
you
a
tell
nerf.
me I could nerf Durin?
Thank you.
Let me look into the lore. Now you're
Okay.
choosing this.
I told you the guy gonna get nerfed.
You're
Alright.
buffing him, right?
Yeah, we're buffing. We're
Yes,
buffing
yes.
Durin. No. I've seen people in chat
Never
demand that we nerf Durin, so we're gonna nerf Durin. That's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it goes.
That's how I go. That's
how
only
we
how
make
I thought.
decisions.
I
That's
thought
how
it
I
was
make
the other
decisions,
way.
right? There's a bit of a typo here. It still says sea lions pounce, but it's okay. It doesn't.
Cool.
So it's fine. So basically, right now, what we've done, right, is address a couple of pain points on Durin. We have more changes coming next to you as well. But we wanted to push these now because they are like some of the bigger pain points. So first up is his side dodge attacks, right? Side dodge heavy. So as you know, as everybody knows here,
Light,
everybody looking,
unblockable.
Durin has tap and hold mechanics.
Right.
Depending on if you're tapping or if you're holding the attack, it does different things. The issue that we have right now is that when you do a side dodge attack, you can either tap it or hold it. Yay! If you hold it, you go into a much slower attack that becomes unblockable, doesn't chain, so there's a bit of a drawback. But the issue that it causes is if you're fighting Durin and he's doing a side dodge attack, you kind of know with everybody, you have to decide, are they going to do a dodge attack or not? And you go, do I go into feint to guard break or feint to parry? With Durin, it's feint to guard break or feint to parry, but if you miss one, you're in massive trouble. Because if you try to go, I tried to parry and they did the extended dodge version, so the held version, they would punish you. So it created like an extra layer of reads on top of everything else. Now, previously, we kind of made it so that the tapped version is a little bit slower, but also it was no longer enhanced on hit. So you could block it and it would bounce back. And we made sure that you could be punished for that. So if you blocked it, you got a free guard break on the opponent every single time. So that kind of works, but it still does not fully address the issue of he has a choice between a relatively fast dodge attack that, yes, has some risks, or a super long one that can be feinted, that's unblockable, all this stuff. So what we're doing is we're normalizing them. So the held version now is 600 MS, just like the tap one. It counts as a light parry, just like a light one. You cannot feint it anymore. It deals
That's good.
16 damage instead of like 20 plus.
That's good.
It has standard dodge timings, right? So as the other ones, it's vulnerable to guard break from 0 to 200 instead of 0 to 533. The hit and block recoveries are 700, and interrupt block recovery is 700 as well. Interrupt block in this case isn't really going to happen much, but it's still there, depending what can typically happen. But it actually is interesting because something that's missing here, which is really interesting, is that it is no longer unblockable. So if you are
good.
and you were relying on those like side dodge unblockables to hit a bunch of people or to pressure somebody in a win-win scenario, you can no longer do that. If you're playing against Durin, every single time he does a dodge, if you read that he's going to dodge attack, you get a parry every single time on the same timing, and you can punish him very effectively. So we're removing that layer of reads. There is still the I'm going to hold dodge to get the block, but feint to GB beats that and empty dodge. So we're back to more normal options in here. You don't have to make a double read. And then if he does a held one, then you have to read, is he going to feint or let it go and all that sort of stuff. So it's really a big nerf to that attack specifically. I know it's something that's been requested for a while. We took our time to do it because we wanted to be 100% sure what can we do.
Yeah.
And we tried other things. We got a suggestion from some of our players when he came to the studio last week and stuff to try some things out. And one of their suggestions was, hey, why don't you make the held version way longer, like much slower, make it still unblockable, so that as a player I can go, hey, they're gonna do a side dodge, I'm gonna try to parry the tapped version, and if that fails because they hold it, then I can feint my heavy and then go into and then figure out the other thing afterwards. There's two issues with this. First of all, feinting a parry is a bit easier when your heavies are super slow because you have a much wider window. If you're like Glad or like people that have like 700 MS heavies, the timing is super tight. It's really hard. Then on top of it, you have to manually delay it. It's trickier to do for most people. You kind of have to go, oh, I'm throwing it. Then the window to delay your feint is tight. And the other problem is that if not a lot of people know this, and it might be why sometimes I see videos on Reddit of people going, "Hey, I parried, and it went through my parry or went through my block or whatever," and sometimes it's because if you press cancel, so the B button or whatever it is on keyboard or mouse and keyboard, when you parry during the start of that parry animation, it disables the parry. So because we wanted to avoid the option select of, hey, every time I parry, I press heavy and cancel at the same time. And then if it's a parry, I parry. If it's not, I do a heavy thing, right? So because of this, there's that input that's there. So it complicates things even further. And on top of this is that attack is frustrating at high level, but it's also frustrating at medium and low level. And we don't want to force that burden that is extremely difficult to lower the frustration only on top level, and then the rest of the players just go, you know what, we don't care about you, which is not the case. We love everybody.
We do.
But our players are really, really important, so we want to make sure that kind of fits. The second part of this on the tapped version is back to be enhanced. The recoveries are now normal, so you don't get a free guard break whenever it gets blocked. So they're really equalized, so that works kind of well.
Okay. Let's see the last
That
slide.
is his neutral hold light.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful,
That's a good
bingo.
one, too.
Uh,
Another
so
nerf.
essentially, we rehearsed. So clearly, everybody
I would not
knows
have known otherwise.
this. I wouldn't have
don't
to
know
go
why
and
he even
put,
had it.
create tasks for people to do this, so he kind of knows.
I don't know why they even.
What define swipe is, Nolan?
I believe,
Rafu
Fix
Road.
any two ways
No,
attack to
I believe
power
that is
when
his
performed on opponent. He's
neutral
not
hold
marked.
light. Yeah.
Wonderful, bingo. So essentially, we rehearsed. So
I don't understand how you even had that, bro.
I wouldn't have to go and put create
No
tasks
shield,
for
no nothing.
people
I
to
was
do
wondering
this, so
what
he
kind
kinda
of
knows.
trick he was doing.
But essentially, the problem that we have with this move, having armor in,
I didn't understand.
is that you can essentially, you see red,
Block.
you hold light, right? The thing is, it was designed in a way that goes, yes, but you lose your turn. You can't chain. And generally, you lose the exchange. Because you're going to deal less damage than the damage you take from your opponent's attack, if it's a heavy or whatever.
Okay.
It also has some issues of being able to interrupt some attacks in chains, and it killed some characters' offense. But basically, because of this, it's not necessarily that the move itself is too strong, is that it's very annoying to go against.
Yeah.
Because even if you win the trade, and if every single time I throw an attack at either one of you, and you're Jurin and you just hold light, every time I have to feint to parry, or feint to nothing, or let it go, and I win the exchange, but I'm back to neutral. You're back to neutral, and I have to do it again, and again, and again, and again. And it just makes it for less engaging and interactive gameplay. So we have removed the uninterruptible stance on it completely, but it's not enhanced. So it's still usable, right? The important thing with enhance is that, and it's a bit of a technicality, but when you throw an attack that is blocked, that gets interrupt blocked, so you kind of bounce back, it's super dangerous, especially when you're outnumbered, because the entire time that you're bouncing back, you're vulnerable to card breaks. This is a lot of source of damage in a lot of different situations where it's really, really, really dangerous. And sometimes it's why you don't want to throw out lights. Sometimes it's why some heroes are better in group fights because their lights are enhanced on external targets. Sometimes they aren't, depending on the hero. So it makes it more dangerous to throw lights. So it being enhanced means you can kind of throw it to kind of do a quicker interrupt in a group fight with less risk. So there's still a purpose for it. It's smaller in scope, but it's still there. The other thing is that we fixed an issue, a very, very important issue, that's tricky, and so for that I have to explain again a little bit on the technical side to go how it functions. When you are, let's say I'm locked onto you, right? Actually, no, I'm locked onto somebody imaginary in front of you.
Right on the street. Yeah.
And you're both on the same side. Whenever you throw attacks, the game kind of decides which indicator to show by determining which is the next one that will land on you. So this is why sometimes if somebody is on the side and throws a light, and the other person is a Hitoki, for example, right? And that's charging a top heavy. You're going to see a regular indicator to block, but it's going to hide the fact that Hito's coming with an unblockable right behind it until that light resolves. And then you can have, you can kind of get smaller, shorter indicators for unblockables for slower attacks. The problem is that Duran, everything he did always took priority over his opponents every single time. So you could, in theory, hide unblockables that are like faster, or like start this a little bit later, and it would override the unblockable indicator and make it much harder to fight when a Duran was nearby, because there was a bit of a bug due to how we kind of built the hero and stuff. So that bug has been fixed, so it no longer.
All right, cool. Who's next?
We gave
Berserker.
first strike on Orochi.
Yes. I see buff. I see a buff.
Side dodge lights are enhanced. They can no longer
Spin chop,
dodge. Same reasoning as with Orochi.
Cool.
Works really well.
Recovery can no longer be
And
canceled
Zerg kind of
with
needs
dodge,
this. They
bro.
need to
What?
be enhanced.
They
Because if they're
nerfing
not
my
enhanced,
people.
it's a lot harder to use in team fights.
Can
as
now
well, so
train
they
on
need
miss from 30.
The other thing is we fixed a bit of an issue that we had, where because of the way like the hero is built, if you did spin chop and it put you out of stamina, if you buffered an attack afterwards, you would go into your regular chain even if you were out of stamina. That was a bit of a problem, so we fixed that issue, which means that you can when you miss, you chain from 33 MS instead of from 0 MS.
I don't know, bro.
So small change.
They're
but
not
makes a
giving
bit of a
Berserker
difference.
his
It's a bit of a
rework.
bug that we were able to fix that.
I've been waiting for so long.
JJ. So
Okay, that's not even
JJ
that bad, just a little bit,
It's
but
kind of a
still.
weird thing where, if you did, actually right now on live, you can go test it out. You know, boot up the game and go test it out. We need the numbers. So if you're playing John Joey,
I
you
say
front
balance
dodge,
out, I guess.
right? It's always going to come from top. Yeah. And at 300 MS right
Balance
now.
out.
But go and try this. I dare everybody now to go and try this. You do front dodge, switch stance to left or right, and then press light at the same timing as you would do from the top. And see what happens. Spoiler alert, nothing. The input gets fully eaten because there was only a check to do a top light from front dodge, even though you can switch your stance. So by what we did is, because you can switch your stance, you can now do a side light as well at the same timing at 3 to 900.
Okay.
Much better shape,
So
and
hey,
too
nerf,
much
please.
better of a shape. That doesn't really mean anything, but it's okay.
see,
So we're
tilt
nerfing is
forward
tier 1 and
feet.
tier 3 feats. So they're both going down. The damage, the defense debuff, and the damage buff are both going down.
Okay.
Bug infest.
We want to keep this going.
It was kind of interesting if you did front dodge heavy, but you target swapped while you were doing it, right? So I'm dodging towards you,
And then
switch targets to Nolan, press heavy. There was a bug where Laurier wouldn't rotate towards you. So the trajectory would still hit you.
I see. Okay. That wasn't really all that bad. All right, y'all.
Welcome back,
Yes.
Warriors! So
I'ma
we're
keep it
here
at
at
that.
the...
We got the reveal, we got the balancing improvement, and I'm about to hop off so we can hop on, play the actual game itself.